We can begin to clean the character up by organizing it further in the Explorer. If we look at Objects Only mode, the Mulcor model has the pelvis root, which contains almost the entire skeleton, and it's got a couple of constraints sitting loose in the scene. So if we ever had to move the character somewhere, it would be problematic because we'd have to move multiple pieces. The way around this is just to gather them under a single control object. I usually use a base like a circle. You can make it whatever you want. We'll rotate it 90 degrees, and I will freeze its rotation. If I press enter, I can make the radius a little bit wider. And if the model represents the packaging of your character, this kind of is like the pedestal. I guess those little plastic toy soldiers maybe I used to play with when I was a kid. This represents that base, and you're just going to move this around and rotate this to get the character into the location to begin a scene. Usually the controller here, which I'll call the move all, can be used to scale the character, rotate the character, or move the character. Some people like to actually layer those offsets using further nulls. So you could use a null underneath the character, so you could keep the move all control at 100%, and this could be a scale all control. But at some point, you can gather everything under a single null. So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to take that move all control and move it into the model. And the move all controls, in my case, is going to be the parent of the pelvis root, which is going to make a child of. And I'm also going to make it the parent of the move all control, of the head direction base constraint, the left leg constraint, and the right leg constraint. All of these items together make up all of the rigging pieces of my character. If I branch select it, you can see that all of the controls and all the skeleton pieces are selected. The body geo is not a part of the move all control, because collectively scaling these objects here will also scale the geometry, as the geometry is attached to the skeleton. So again, if you feel like you need to, you could have this just as the base of the character, and you could layer a couple of offsets in there. But I'll keep this simple for now. Mulcor model is the parent of a move all control, so this is the one you use to get the character from point A to B, rotate the character to start a scene, and scale the character down to fit a set if you have to. If you do want to keep it at 100%, again, get a scale null. So I could also give this a bit of a direction if I just take the tip, and I could always have that as like my initial heading for the character. I'll just freeze the modeling stack. And again, I'll have to store a new action. Now this object is responsible for scaling, rotating, and moving. So I can, again, just select everything and store another action. Let's go and replace everything. I could actually set my filter to mixers only so I can get right at those poses. So I'll delete the old. And rename the new one. And set this back to at least an objects only mode when you're done.